What's going on, crypto friends? For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. So guys, today I'm going to share 5 different Cosmos ecosystem projects that could potentially explode someday if the Cosmos ecosystem ever takes off, all right? And at the end of the video, I will go through and I will talk about long-term price potential of each of these coins as well. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, if you are interested in trading and would like to try the same exchange that I use, feel free to go ahead and try the MEXC crypto exchange. You can find a link to it in the description below this video. I personally love this exchange because, one, they don't deal with all the BS drama that all of the other big mainstream exchanges deal with. In addition, they have over 1,500 different altcoins for me to trade at any given time, and that's pretty cool for me because, honestly, I like to buy small cap altcoins before a bull market starts. So they've got all the altcoins, all right? In addition, I'm able to trade futures on here as well. So that's nice too. So guys, for those of you who are not familiar with the Cosmos ecosystem, in a nutshell, Cosmos is pretty much a blockchain that was developed pretty much to facilitate communication between distributed ledgers without relying on a centralized server. Overall here, you guys, the goal is to create an interoperable platform of open source blockchains that could streamline transactions between all of them. So to this day, you guys, literally to this day right now, there are over 250 apps and services that have been built on top of Cosmos, such as, various products such as blockchains, wallets, explorers, and, much more than that as well. And when, the Cosmos ecosystem, performs well, that means Cosmos ecosystem projects will perform well as well also. So today, guys, again, I'm going to share with you 5 Cosmos ecosystem projects that could potentially explode in the long term. Now, the first one that I've got for you guys today is going to be Osmosis, all right? Osmosis is pretty much a purpose-built decentralized exchange that was built to function with other blockchains in the Cosmos ecosystem. Now, I should also note that communication between these other blockchains is pretty much achieved through Osmosis via its, inter-blockchain communication protocol, or IBC, all right? In addition, you guys, token holders of Osmosis's token called Osmo or OSMO, they can also earn staking rewards as well, participatory awards, rewards, liquidity mining rewards, and transaction fees when they delegate tokens to various validators as well. So overall here, you guys, as you guys can clearly see, Osmosis is pretty much the DeFi capital of the Cosmos ecosystem, pretty much, all right? All right, now moving on to the next project. So the next Cosmos ecosystem project that I've got for you guys today is going to be the Regen Network, all right? Now, this isn't your typical blockchain project, all right? But to put it into simple terms, it's basically a blockchain application. It's basically a blockchain application for ecological assets and data claims, pretty much. That's pretty much how they put it, to be honest with you. Now, what's cool about this project is the wide range of industries who will be able to benefit from the Regen Network. Everyone from the world's farmers to researchers, various companies, government agencies, nonprofits, and more can all benefit from the Regen Network in various ways, you guys. So realistically, there's really not much else to say about this project. It's kind of a little bit confusing, especially for people who aren't very technologically advanced. They don't do a very good job of, explaining what they're all about realistically, but that's okay, in all honesty. So the next Cosmos ecosystem project that I want to talk about with you guys is actually one of my personal favorites on the Cosmos ecosystem. It is called Persistence, okay? Now, Persistence is an ecosystem of multi-chain Web3 products, pretty much designed to stimulate global liquidity and enable seamless value exchange as well. Now, in addition, you guys, its core mainnet is a proof of stake chain powered by the Tendermint BFT engine. Overall, Persistence's multi-chain stack makes things less complex for developers to create DEXs, marketplaces, and lending and borrowing platforms as well. All right. Now, lastly, about Persistence. Persistence is also working on developing interchain NFT and metadata standards along with leading proof-of-stake networks. In addition, their XPRT token can also be staked to earn staking rewards for helping secure the persistence main chain as well. Now, as a newer project built in the Cosmos ecosystem, they have got a long way to go to reach their goals. I mean, they really do, just like any other, newer type of project. But their team is very active, very dedicated, and continues to build on a daily basis. So that is always very nice to see with newer projects in any crypto ecosystem. All right. So the next project that I've got for you guys is, again, another one of my favorites, all right, because I'm kind of a technology nerd, so I like this kind of stuff, but it's called Sentinel, all right? Now, Sentinel was founded in 2017, and it is pretty much a decentralized infrastructure providing bandwidth for VPN connections. And for those of you who don't know what a VPN actually is, it's basically a secure connection tunnel which prevents internet traffic from being monitored and or blocked by service providers, governments, or malicious douchebags, all right? So overall here, you guys, Sentinel enables the concept of decentralized VPNs via, its network of endpoints around the world, all of whom may contribute bandwidth to users' private connections. In addition, service as the infrastructure for DVPN, which is, the name of the token, service as the infrastructure for these applications, developers can leverage Sentinel to create new VPN services as well with enhanced anonymity and censorship resistance as well, you guys. So realistically, in a broad sense here, Sentinel is literally paving the way for new decentralized VPN applications to be built for the emerging Web3 industry, all right? So that does it for Sentinel. So last but not least, you guys, before we dive into the price potential of all of these coins that I've been talking about, the last Cosmos ecosystem project that I've got for you guys today is going to be called Akash Network, okay? I don't know if it's called Akash or Akash, or I don't really know. I think it's Akash, but it seems like it's like Akash Network. But anyway, Akash Network or Akash Network, it dubs itself as being the Airbnb for cloud computing, all right? And it provides fast, efficient, and low-cost application deployment solutions. Overall here, you guys, developers leveraging Akash's platform can access cloud computing at, pretty much up to 3 times less than the cost of traditional cloud providers such as Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, the likes of all the centralized cloud computing companies. So how do they do this? Simply by utilizing containerization and open source technology, which is very, very nice. So overall here, Akash Network leverages 85% of underutilized cloud capacity in 8.4 million global data centers, all right? Which pretty much enables anyone to be able to buy and sell cloud computing, which is pretty darn nice, to be honest with you. So guys, now that I have covered some of the most important basics here of each of these, Cosmos ecosystem projects, now we're going to take a look at some of the, some pricing data and see how high these projects could go if each and every one of them were to reach heights of like a $1 to $2 billion market cap at some point in the long-term future, all right? That's kind of like the baseline goal that I like to go with, is roughly around like 1 to 2 billion in overall market cap. Could go higher, could potentially go higher, but I like to set a base level just because I'm a conservative investor, so I like to be safe rather than sorry. So it's kind of how I manage my risk, so that's kind of how I do things. So we'll go ahead and see, what these could potentially end up being. So obviously, as you guys can clearly see, Osmosis right now, currently at the time of me filming, we've currently got a market cap of right around, 350 million-ish, somewhere around there. So as we can clearly see, if that were to go up to, $1 or $2 billion mark, to the $1 or $2 billion mark, realistically, we could expect, obviously, to be brutally honest with you, let's see here, 350 times 2, that's, 700. So realistically, that's about 3x away from a $1 billion market cap, and about 6x away, 6 or 7x away from, roughly a $2 billion market cap. So we could fully expect the price of Osmosis to be anywhere from, let me get my calculator here. We could expect it to be, let's see here, if we're at 72 cents right now and we go ahead and multiply this by 3, on the low end, we could expect prices of $2.16 all the way up to, let's see here, 0.72 times 6, all the way up to like $4.32. All right, now as you guys can clearly see, pricing data goes back up until October of 2021. So realistically, this project has not seen a fully fledged bull market yet, as we can clearly see. All right. Now, realistically, well, actually, it kind of has. I lied. Yeah, it kind of has seen already a kind of a bull market, but realistically, it has not seen a fully fledged bull market yet. So it could be interesting to see how high it could potentially go, because realistically, we can clearly see here it did reach $11.14 at one point in time. And to be brutally honest with you guys, it could reach those levels once again, at some point in the long-term future. And if it did, that's even more than a 3 to 6x. That's more like, from where we're at right now, that's like a good 10 to 12x. So realistically, they could reach those levels at some point in time in the long-term future, you guys. So keep that in mind with osmosis. So next up with Regen Network, all right? Now, Regen Network, it's not a popular project, and we all know, you guys, we all know that, typically the only projects that end up doing super well and end up going 100, 200, 500x, those are not the projects like those are not projects like this that don't have very many people that are interested in it. So realistically, I would not expect this project to be doing any kind of 100x or 200x or anything like that. But we could potentially see, look at this pricing data. This is just ugly. And this goes back all the way to October of 2021. It's barely moved, you guys. And realistically, I don't think it's available at many places. Yeah, as you guys can clearly see, it's available on QuickSwap and the Osmosis DEX as well. So realistically, they're not even they haven't even launched on any major mainstream exchanges or anything like that. So realistically, you guys, I do not think that this coin is even worth investing into for the long term, to be brutally honest with you. Is at least not until they start to get themselves on some bigger mainstream exchanges. That's just me being completely honest with you guys, okay? All right, so the next one that I want to show you is going to be persistence, all right? So as you can clearly see right now, we are at a $67.6 billion market cap, and we are clearly sitting at 47 cents, all right? Now, if this were to go to a $1 to $2 billion market cap, let's see how high that would be. So if we go ahead and we take, let me go ahead and check this out here. So we'll take 0.47 cents and we'll just go ahead and multiply it by 10. If it did a 10x, it would be a $4.70 coin. So we'll go ahead and multiply that by its circulating supply of like 143 million, and we get roughly a $672 million market cap, which is still nowhere near that $1 to $2 billion market cap level, you guys. So realistically here, we could see even higher. So we will go with, let's do 25x real quick just to see what that could be. So if we go ahead and multiply this by 25, we get $11.75. And we'll go ahead and multiply that by, again, its circulating supply, 143 million. And we get there we go. That's more of like the levels that I was looking for, you guys. So about $1.68 billion. Okay, that's right in a good level of, $1 to $2 billion mark. So realistically here, this coin could potentially do a, roughly 10 to 25x at some point in the long term, you guys. So again, this is another good one that is, pretty popular. As you guys can clearly see, it's currently ranked 255. This one could take off in the long term future. All right. So the next one, we've got Sentinel. All right. So Sentinel currently sitting at a super low market cap of $3.2 billion. Sorry, not billion, $1 million. This thing, if this thing ever took off like crazy, this thing could do extremely, extremely well, you guys. If it reaches market caps of $1 to $2 billion at some point in time in the long-term future. So if we go with its current price, 2302, and we go ahead and multiply it by, we're just going to multiply it by 100, see if it could do 100x. Whoops, not 1,000. And we get a 2-cent coin basically if it did a 100x. So then we will go ahead and multiply this by its circulating supply of, we'll just use like 14.2 billion. So 14.2 billion. And we get 1,000 million billion. Yeah, that's billion. And we get a market cap of only $326 million, you guys. So realistically, if this thing did 100x, it would only have a market cap of still way underneath way underneath that $1 billion mark, you guys. So realistically, this coin, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and sit on the calculator and go through it, but realistically, you guys, you can clearly see that this coin has some major potential. These are the types of low market cap coins that you want. And again, here, the other important thing to think about here, you guys, is realistically, you know, if Cosmos does good in the long term, all of the projects in the Cosmos ecosystem will probably also do good as well. So that's what you want to be thinking here, all right? Now, the next project we want to look at is going to be a cash network, all right? So this one's pretty interesting. This one's already got a market cap of $23 million as well. So let's go ahead and check this out here real quick. Obviously, let's go ahead and let's see here, 0.20 cents. And we will go ahead and multiply that by 10, see if it could do a 10x. It would be a $2 coin if it did a 10x. If it was a $2 coin, multiply that by its circulating supply of, you know, 115, we'll go with 115 million. 115 million tokens, and what do we get, you guys? We get a $230 million market cap. Again, that's still extremely low, all right? So let's have some fun here and multiply by 150x, okay? So if we take 0.20 cents and multiply it by 150, we get a $30 Akash network coin, or AKT coin, all right? Now, if we go ahead and multiply this by 115 million, what do we get? We get a $3.4 billion market cap. Okay, so realistically, you know, I was just having some fun. So realistically, not, you know, probably not 150x. So we will go ahead and try something even smaller. We'll go with 100x. So if we go with 100x and it does 100x, we get a $20 coin. We'll go ahead and multiply that by 115 million. And what do we get, you guys? We get a $2.3 billion market cap. So realistically, that's kind of in the area I'm talking about. So realistically here, you guys, in my personal prediction and my personal view, I could see this coin end up doing, in the long-term grand scheme of things, if it were to reach levels of $1 to $2 billion at some point in the future, could potentially do roughly a 50 to 100x in the long term here, you guys. All right. So overall here, though, you guys, you know, I pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover here as far as these Cosmos ecosystem projects. So overall here, that's going to pretty much do it for this video, you guys. So I will go ahead and wrap this one up. But again, guys, hey, before you guys leave, go ahead and make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a new crypto and altcoin video from me on a regular basis. And hey, guys, with that said, thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the comment section down below of all of my future videos.